Welcome to this extraordinary meeting of full council. I'm Councillor Billy Drummond, Chairman of West Berkshire Council, and I will be chairing this meeting. The meeting is being live streamed via YouTube, so members of the public are able to follow the proceedings. Council members are present in the council chamber for the meeting. Any member of the council who in attendance remotely will be entitled to speak and ask questions when invited to do so by myself. The officers in attendance are Executive Director for Resources, Joseph Holmes.
Yeah, sorry, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Joseph is absent.
Oh, sorry about that. Bit of poor housekeeping. The Executive Director for Children and Family Services, Anne-Marie Dodds. The Executive Director for Place, Claire Lawrence, and the Service Director for Adult Social Care, Maria Shepherd. Sarah Clark will be the Monitoring Officer and will be the legal advisor to help the meeting. I'm assisted by Sam Chiverton, the clerk of the meeting, and by Stephen Shard, the Zoom host. Welcome to the Ordinary Alderman. I would like to ask that any member of the public attending this meeting refrain from approaching councillors and unless invited to do so. During the meeting, when a motion has been proposed and seconded, I will ask the monitoring officer to conduct a show of hands. I will ask the monitoring officer for any apologies for absence have been received.
Thank you, Chairman. I can confirm that we have received apologies from councillors Joanne Stewart, Nigel Foote, Paul Dick, Jeff Mays, B.E. Loco, Matt Shakespeare, Laura Coyle, Alan McCrow, Martin Colston, Billy Drummond, David Marsh, Jane Langford. Oh.
He was in hospital.
Sorry, we have different briefing notes. So apologies. Councillor Billy Drummond is very much sitting beside me here. So that is incorrect. So we've not received apologies. Councillor David Marsh, Jane Langford, and Ross McKinnon. We've also received apologies from Honorary Aldermen and Women, Paul Bryant, Hilary Cole, Rick Jones, Gordon Lundy, Adrian Edwards, Graham Bridgman, Molly Locke, Keith Chopping, and Tony Linden. Are there any further apologies from the floor? No, thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 3, appointment of Head of Paid Services. Before I ask for
Declarations of interest.
Oh, sorry. I will ask for the monitoring officer if there's any declarations of interest submitted prior to the meeting and if there are any declarations from the floor.
Thank you, Chairman. I can confirm that no declarations have been received prior to the meeting, so I don't know if there are any from members in the chamber. No, I don't think there are.
Yeah. Agenda item 3. I'll ask for a proposal and seconder for this item. I'd like to remind members of the appendix of this item, which was circulated this morning, containing confidential information. That information might not be disclosed during the debate. If members wish to discuss the details of the appendix, they will require a proposal to exclude the press and public so that we can move into a part 2 meeting. May I invite Councillor Brooks to formally move the recommendation contained within the report.
Happy so to move the recommendation,
Does
Chair.
that find a seconder?
Happy to second, Chairman, and I
Thank you, Councillor Bowick. I invite Councillor Brooks to introduce the report.
Chairman, thank you. This is in 2 parts, and I will be calling for a part 2 discussion. Because as Council knows, our Chief Executive, Nigel Lynn, has chosen to leave the authority. We are, as it says in the papers, bound, and rightly so, to have an acting paid head of service, the CEO, in place at all times. And so with Nigel Lynn leaving within the next 24 hours, we need to appoint an interim Chief Executive Officer, which is why we're here this evening. So I'm proposing that we do so. In part 2, we will be able to talk about the person we'd like to offer the role to, having gone through an interview process earlier this week involving a panel of myself, the Deputy Leader Denise Gaines and the Leader of the Opposition Ross McKinnon. So this is, part one is to ask council to agree to the appointment in principle. And then part two, I will ask council to agree to the individual who I know Councillor Bowick and I will speak more about within the confines of part two. And why is it like this? Because actually the individual will not be offered the post until we agree to offer it. And we won't know if that individual will take up the post until they do, which I hope will be rapid, but we will see. So that's my introduction, Chairman, and I look forward to support for the principle of appointing. Thank you very much.
Speaker, is it?
Nothing to add, thank you, Chairman.
I now invite members to speak on the item. Okay. As a discussion of the appendix for what?
Yeah, I maybe I misheard, but you. Oh, sorry. Is it me?
We'll stand.
Stand.
Yeah.
Not that I was worrying about the echo, not the standing. But I can stand. I can. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't hear mention that the minority group was invited to this discussion, and I'm just curious. I understand the Leader of the Opposition being invited, but you know we can't. We're not in a two-party system. We're in a at least a three-group system here. Why wasn't the minority group involved, or were they? And I didn't know.
Thank you. So it is an appointment panel which was constructed on the basis of proportionality rules. So there were two members of the administration and one member of the opposition, which was invited. A member of the main opposition group was invited to sit on that appointments panel in line with proportionality and convention.
Well, as things move forward and there's less and less of a two-party system in West Berkshire, which is very likely to happen, I think we have to wake up to the fact that there are multiple groups, and we need to encourage in key decisions like this one that all groups are involved, forgetting proportionality, but at least all ahead, at least one person. I'm not talking about me being there because I'm not the leader of this group, but it seems odd that we didn't have at least that person present, i.e. David Marsh.
Can I come back, please? Because as things move on, if there are larger groups than the two main groups here, then I guess we'll consider that as things move on, and maybe that happens. Thank you very much, Chairman.
I'm not sure what's that clarification on, Jeff, but thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, folks. Moving to exclusion of press and public. As the discussion of the appendix will likely disclose exempt information as described in paragraph 1, 2 and 3 of Schedule 12A of the Local Government Act 1972, I move a motion to exclude the press and public. Is that seconded? Councillor Brooks, thank you very much. Please can the Monitoring Office conduct a vote of show of hands?
Can I please ask all members in favour of that proposal to raise their hands? Thank you. Any against or abstentions? I can confirm, Chairman, that that proposal has been carried. So the press and public will, I think the press have and public have left. And if I can ask the host